Alright, in class we had the example of the diners and the bill. We're going to talk about this in the least square regression line. And so, when we get the least square regression line, it basically said y equaled 16.50 plus 8.51x. Now, a lot of time in statistics, instead of doing y and x, we are going to talk about it, and we are going to say, well, instead of using that, I'll say money or bill equals 1650 plus 8.51 times people. Now, we write this backwards in statistics. I'm not exactly sure why we don't do it the same way that everyone else does, or why they don't do it like we do it. But the y-intercept is always what comes first when you graph it, so we put it first. And the slope is what comes second. And we are going to talk about the meaning of these two things on the next slide. So 1650 equal the y-intercept, which means that x equals 0. In context, that means if nobody is at the table, then the bill should be about $16.50. Which makes absolutely no sense, because if no one's at the table, then there shouldn't be a bill. More importantly, though, if we look back, the slope was 8.51. So 8.51 equals the slope, and normally the slope is the change in y over the change in x. So what does it mean for this particular one? The change in y is the money, or dollars, I should say, is how we measure it, per person. So what that means is, for each additional person at the table, we expect the bill to go up by $8.51. So now we're going to make some predictions. Let's say we expect 8 people to be at the table. So the money, or the bill, equals, going back, 1650 plus $8.51 times 8 people, which means we expect the bill to be $84.58, approximately. What happens if we say instead we want 25 people? Well, the money equals 1650 plus 8.51 times 25, which is $229.25. But this is called an extrapolation. Because we don't have anything higher than 10 people, really, this is too high a number based on our data to say that this is correct with any real knowledge of what happens if there's more than 10 people. You know, we may be able, since 10 people are the most, we may be able to predict 11 or 12 people, but to predict 25 based on our data, we really shouldn't do. And we'll call that a wrap on this particular lesson.